Welcome in Wednesday edition Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio here with you today. The Ole Miss football team 3 days away from their home finale. The ULM Warhawks 2-8 on the season. Neal informed me that they started 2-0 and then they've lost 8 straight since then. So
we beat Army, and then we beat Lamar. We were off to a really rocking start, 2-0.
Had bowl aspirations probably that third week. You know, Terry probably told some people on Bayou Severe, hey, like it's right there.
Starting to have some college football playoff thoughts, and then
you were a sixth of the way there.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody started 2-0.
No,
we were among the unbeaten, and then we were among the beaten.
And the beaten. So 11 o'clock Saturday, Vaught-Hemingway Stadium for that. We'll discuss some college football news. Maybe an opening coming in the Pac-12. Internet blew up a little bit about that yesterday. Basketball team survives would have been a horrific loss last night. There's no way to sugarcoat that. 70-69 over Detroit Mercy last night. Mercy had the
Mercy indeed.
Yeah, they had the ball on the rim as time expired to pull off a 71-70 win. We'll discuss that a little bit as well here coming up on the show. A few other topics as well. All podcasts on MPW Digital brought to you by Twisted Tea. More on them a little bit. And the Oxford Exxon up and down I-55 throughout North Mississippi as well. Lunch specials, $5.69, couple sides bread, any size fountain drink. Also, they're catering for this weekend, the ribs, the pulled pork, the side items, the vegetables, tons of good stuff for you to take care of your tailgate in the Grove or Circle or wherever you are for Saturday's action there in Oxford. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call that number. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He will send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do. And that's hopping to a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Guests will join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. The Campbell Clinic's in Oxford now, 2608 South Lamar Boulevard, Suite 102, just across the street from the cottages at Hooper Hollow. The Campbell Clinic provides full-service orthopedic care, everything from sports medicine to foot and ankle surgery to spine and total joint care to pediatric orthopedics, physical therapy, and more. To book an appointment, go to campbellclinicoxford.com or call 901-759-3111. Walk-ins always welcome. On MPW Digital, brought to you by Dead Soxy. They welcome you to the winter sales event of 2023. Buy more. Save more. The more you spend, the more you save. So stock up on gifts, stocking stuffers, and don't forget a little something for you. Get 25% off any order, 30% off any order of $128 or more, 40% off any order of $240 or more, or visit deadsoxy.com and use the promo code Rebel Grove at checkout. Take advantage of this holiday sale and stock your sock drawers and have a wonderful holiday season.
So we'll start with basketball. Go ahead and knock it out. And then move on to several football topics. Again, Ole Miss 70-69 last night over Detroit Mercy. I think they're up 3 at the half. It was close throughout. I don't know that either team. Ole Miss led pretty much for the entire game, but I don't know that they had a lead by more than 5 or 6.
Biggest lead was 5.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, something like that. And I watched the entire game, and I don't know a ton of basketball. I always admit that. I don't want to get over my skis too much. But they didn't play a bad basketball game for the most part last night. When you look at a lot of the different elements, even on the stat sheet, 45% from the field for Ole Miss, 50% from 3, which has not been happening at all. Ole Miss goes 9 of 18. And then
here's the big one, though.
That's where I'm going. 5 of 6 from the stripe. The 6 being the issue. 13 of 18 for Mercy at the stripe, meaning they got so much work done in the post compared to Ole Miss. Ole Miss missed 10 to 15 shots within 4 feet of the goal last night. Just couldn't. It could not finish as in put the ball in the basket or finish by drawing fouls, either one. And it wasn't contested where they played defense. They were getting up in the air at the basket and simply not putting the ball in the basket, just bouncing off the rim. There was a Beard focused on it in his postgame press conference. Just a lack of intensity to finish and drive there in the front court. And look, it's a talent thing to point to. They kind of are what they are. It's a fascinating deal because everyone expects Chris Beard to win at Ole Miss. Some of the best coaches in the country. Their roster, however, has significant holes right now without those transfers and just in general that is making it very complicated to find the lineups that make sense. They're 3-0, but in all 3 games, they have had some level of scare at this point. Alabama State had a lead in the second half. Eastern Washington gave them fits for the majority of the game until Flanagan sort of took over. And then, again, last night, Detroit Mercy, Flanagan got a little fortunate on 2 free throws. They both went. Gave Ole Miss a point lead, and then Mercy drives down and gets a ball in the air off the rim for a last shot of the game that was not a bad look. Now, I think he traveled right before the bad look, but not the pretty good look, but nonetheless, got a look out there. I guess that's the deal is I'm not sure they just aren't what they are right now. Neal.
Yeah, I think that's fair. There's a lot there. It's a new coach, new system, a lot of new guys playing together for the first time.
Sure.
They're without 2 of the guys they counted on. In his post game, he mentioned
Cisse by name.
Lusa Cisse by name, which
don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I watched a good bit of the second half on my phone as we made our way back from Tupelo. Look, I'm not saying season's over or anything stupid like that. They're going to get better. His teams always get better. But there's a long way to go. And it might take a minute. And the reminder that there's 2 reminders. One, his first Texas Tech team wasn't an NCAA tournament team.
6-12 in the Big 12.
If it were that easy, everybody would do it. So it'll take a minute. This is probably not an NCAA tournament team. Feel safe betting on that. Maybe they'll shock me. And if they do, it'll be awesome. It'll be a great story. Because if this team ends up being an NCAA tournament team,
one hell of a coaching job.
It is one hell of a coaching job. It will be like, what a story. I mean, what a phenomenal story that would be. But more likely, they're going to have to go out and get players. And this is where it gets interesting. It's the interesting story that you and I always talk about when the mics are off. Is there enough NIL to go around? And I don't know the answer to that. And I'm not the guy that's going to be here banging, contribute. No, that's not me. Never going to do it. I don't tell people what to do. I don't tell people to go to games, not go to games. That's not my job. It's just not my gig. But it's the interesting thing. Is there enough to go around? And I don't know the answer. That's not me saying there's not enough to go around. It's me asking, is there enough to go around? And I don't know. It's a question it's not just limited to Ole Miss either. That's at a lot of places.
I mean, I've been very transparent about this, and yeah, it's not a yes or a no or anything. I was talking to some baseball people about this yesterday. The most fascinating part of NIL for me always is the percentages inside an athletic department.
Yes.
Football competing against basketball versus baseball. And even if it's not, I'm not saying it's malicious, it's just reality.
Yeah.
There's so much money for an athletic department, and how does that money get divvied up? Lane Kiffin winning to a huge level is bad for Chris Beard. Chris Beard winning to a huge level is bad for Lane Kiffin and bad for Mike Bianco.
Mm-hmm.
The same it is for Nick Saban and Nate Oates and whoever, Rob Vaughn, the guy they hired at Alabama, same thing.
Well, Alabama's a good example. I mean, the football program is an absolute monster. So it eats a lot. Monsters eat, and the more they eat, the bigger they get. The bigger they get, the more they eat.
Eric Musselman's doing really well right now because Sam Pittman's incompetence.
It's certainly part of it. And then now Nate Oates is doing well, which means baseball has no chance. I mean, you're done. Right? I mean, so
Rob goes, hey,
yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? What's he going to do? Bang his gavel in the meeting and go, I want some of that football money? So it's what's interesting. But it's going to take a minute. It might take a longer minute than people think. And it's where, from a fan standpoint, it's going to be interesting to watch. How much do people support? Because I think Ole Miss over the last 3 years has been conditioned to go, oh, to hell with it, we're done. And basketball just becomes this thing. And if you want it to be what you want it, what some people say they want it to be, you're going to have to cheer for a bad team for a while. Like, you're going to have to cheer for a bad team like they're a good team. And that's Difficult, not just at Ole Miss, at lots of places.
Yeah, and right now, cool. Get in the middle of conference play. Again, yeah, Beard should have no timetable. Just build your program, hang out, trust it. And I do sense that. I sense a lot of just trust that is going to get there. It is more people managing their own patience. I mean, as on our message board this morning, one of our really good friends, he was on there and goes, hey, I was thinking year one we had Beard Sweet 16. That was on me, not him.
Yeah.
That's on me.
100% on you.
Yeah, like that's
good for you for owning it.
Yeah, that's a me problem, not a you problem.
Sweet 16 this season would be an absolute miracle.
Give him all the awards, all of them.
I mean,
name them after him.
I mean, they would change the Naismith Award and just call it the Beard Award.
And go, some bitch.
I mean, dude. But I do.
Yeah, I mean, as Jackson says, win or lose, the most excited I've been about Ole Miss basketball in a long while.
Yeah.
100%. That's where you should be. Go enjoy it. It's a nice building. They're going to play hard. Have a good time.
The following is going to sound like a slam at Kermit, and I don't mean it to be. But the program had kind of cratered. You're building from that. That's going to take a minute in today's college basketball world. It's just going to take you some time. I mean, the league's good. The league's full of really good coaches. So you're not just going to meteor your way to the top. I mean, you got John Calipari now with 3 first-round draft picks on his team. You've got Nate Oates, Bruce Pearl, Buzz Williams, Eric Musselman.
Even guys we don't necessarily know about, but potentially have high ceilings like Golden or somebody.
I was going to say Todd Golden's really, really good. So you just got dudes. I mean, this is going to take a minute. It really is. It's just not going to happen overnight. The guy at Missouri's good. Texas is going to join the league, and they're good. Oklahoma's joining the league, and they've got a guy that took Loyola Chicago to the Final Four. They're good. Porter Moser.
Yeah.
It's a tough league. It's just gonna be a minute. But I think he'll get there because he wins everywhere he ever goes. But it might take 3 seasons. Took Bruce Pearl, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 seasons. And to Auburn's credit, I know I do a lot of Auburn slander kind of playfully sometimes, but to Auburn's credit, they supported him. They packed that place. And they just kind of willed them to it, and now they're a perennial NCAA tournament team.
What Beard has done well with a team that is not cohesive yet, and because of, I mean, again, not taking shots at previous regimes, but just game flow when you've been in that arena, he doesn't freak them out. He's calm.
Yeah.
He just coaches. He doesn't pull everybody off the floor. You don't get all the early timeouts. You don't get this panic freak out moment. I mean, even to the point of last night in the second half, I kind of looked and I went, he's not even really standing up very much. He's just kind of there. Okay, come on.
Well, no, he knows if he's going to bring them along, he can't traumatize them.
Yeah.
He's going to have to. I mean, I'm sure that there's some moments in practice when the glare's not on where it's probably a little.
Oh, no, that's different.
Probably pretty real. Probably pretty raw.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like being a Major League Baseball manager. When the microphones are on and you're talking to the media, you take the hit for your player. You wait till he's in the office, just you and him, and then you have a real conversation. You have a man-to-man conversation. He respects that. But publicly, he didn't get humiliated.
Yeah.
And so he'll fight for you. He might not like what you say, and he might walk out of there going, you son of a... But he'll fight for it. I think that's what Beard is. I think Beard's that guy in practice who keeps it very real. In meetings, keeps it very real. But publicly, he's going to be the guy that takes the hit. He's going to defend his players. He's not going to show up his players. He's not going to embarrass his players.
No. I mean, like Nunez had a really big error last night, and he just slap him on the ass. Move on.
Yeah.
It's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Now you get in the locker room and go, come on, dude. Come on.
Well, I mean, he's talked about Nunez, for example. He's had a saying where he said, look, he's got to run his own race. You can't go, hey, I need you to be ready. Well, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, he's got...
And yelling at you is not going to get you ready. Yeah.
There's a term that Sam Presti uses a lot that I've gotten where I kind of like.
Big win for them last night, by the way.
They're good. But he's done this slowly, right? You have to give players runway. Mike Bianco would probably agree with that. You can't hand the ball to a freshman and go, hey, go get him, Tiger. There's LSU. I need 21 outs from you today.
Yeah.
Have at it. What if he's not ready for that? That doesn't mean that he can't do it the next year. Different players have different timetables. Just, I really believe this with Jamin Brakefield, with Matthew Morrell. I think there's some PTSD that they have to get past.
They're pressing right now, too.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They really want it so bad. Sometimes, and they lost a lot. It's the thing you worry about with like rebuilding teams professionally is, man, they lose so much. Are they ever going to learn how to win?
Knowing how to win is a real thing.
Yeah, of course.
That's not just speak.
No, of course not. So there's just a lot there, but it's going to be a minute. They play the game Friday night in the Tad Pad.
It's going to be a tough game. Sam Houston's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, right now every game's a tough game.
Yeah.
And then they have some
real tough games.
They have some reality.
They're at Temple. They got NC State at home in a couple weeks. They got Memphis at home on the 2nd.
Yeah. That's some real games coming up.
Yeah, enjoy the process.
But that's what it's going to be.
Enjoy the process.
And it might not
You're in pretty good hands. Let it
well,
be
you're
in those
great
hands. Let it be in those hands.
I mean, here's the reality. This is a sobering reality. This is why I would encourage Ole Miss fans, do what you want to do. But if Chris Beard can't win, and I don't mean this year.
Yeah,
period.
That, yeah.
In general, you can't do it. You can't be done.
Yeah. You have a coach that's going to maximize whatever your program is.
You have one of the 5 best coaches in the country.
Yeah.
So in his prime, motivated, completely bought in. Going to have to give him some time, though. This is not – it's just not going to be a 12-month deal. It's really not. And with the portal, I don't know how long it's going to take. But I have zero doubt that he's going to turn Ole Miss basketball into a winner. Zero. None. Literally no doubt at all. But it might take time.
One night, but also a pretty good sign for Ole Miss last night. They got a really good game out of Murray last night.
They did. They did.
9 of 14 from the field, got 22, 7 assists, 1 turnover last night for
But
Murray.
when you shoot 6 free throws and the other team shoots 18 free throws and the coach afterwards says, I really have no problem with the officiating at all. That's what he said. He said,
he did.
He goes, I really have no problem at all with the officiating. It was a well-officiated game. That was a good crew. In other words, so I can tell you what today's theme is going to be. Guys, you got to be more aggressive. We've got to attack more. We can't settle 5 feet from the rim. Get to the rim. That's the message. Because look, if you shoot 6 free throws and the other team shoots 18, and you feel like that game was, you're gonna go ahead and take your fine. You're gonna get that message out because you have to. Because otherwise officials are gonna. It becomes a habit. For him to say what he said, I mean, he believed that. That was honest. That was look.
Yeah.
I could sit here and yell about officiating, but that wasn't officiating. The officials weren't there going, hey, we got to get Ole Miss tonight against Detroit Mercy. Yes, sir. Here we go. Get them. No, you just weren't. You didn't attack. And they did. And they got to the rim and they got to the free throw line. And it got squirrely late.
Oh.
And Detroit Mercy's not a good team this year, but that's a good coach over
Mike
there.
Davis is a damn good basketball
That's
coach.
a good coach. And he threw some things at him that impacted a team that hasn't been together very long. And you can scrimmage and you can practice till you're blue in the face. But, man, until you play games.
And you can't predict everything's coming at you. Yeah.
Until you play games together and kind of go through the fire a little bit, you don't really have that gelling. They're still building.
Yeah. Morrell was fine last night. 17 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Hit both his free throws. He was fine. 6 assists out of Matt last night.
I will say this. This has been my one thing. I'm going to side with some fans here that I've always read this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really paid attention to it because usually I'm at the game. I didn't go to the game last night because my son had a soccer game that I really wanted to go see. And so I was watching on my phone.
Yeah.
They need to switch the camera angle.
It's on the wrong side.
It's on the wrong side.
It's on the side they tell you they had to because of SEC, but I think Auburn has it the other way. There are teams that have it the other way.
And it's like it's too high, too.
Yeah, it's like
at this weird angle. I'm sure right now Keith's going, shut up.
Of all our problems.
Yeah. Leave me alone, you jackass.
Oh.
But I get it.
Yeah, no,
I've never argued, pushed back. I've just been like, I don't really know what they're talking about because I don't watch.
Because it's a better viewing experience to get the students versus the club areas, which are never 100% full, and the benches.
Yeah.
And they're getting the benches is what they're doing. But
yeah,
if you go the other side, that would make sense.
Yeah. So
get the students and the people sitting on the court and call it a day from that direction.
Yeah.
Again. Keith's going, so you want me to just tear some walls out the pavilion tomorrow? Well, what would you like me to do to get the whales correctly to put the cameras on that side?
All right, hand raised guy, come on over and fix it.
Yeah, let me walk you around. You tell me where are we what are we demolishing to make this happen right now?
Don't they make the camera smaller? Can't you do something? I mean, I'm just asking.
Yeah. We're becoming the worst thing you hate, which is, I don't really agree with that. Well, how do you fix it? I don't know, but I just really don't agree with that. Well, thanks, but constructive.
I mean, I could say it's not my job.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to pay me to fix it?
I'm just telling you what's wrong. Not my problem.
Just giving you an assessment.
Yeah. So, all right. Football in a minute. First, you're ready to elevate your college football game day experience. Twisted Tea. Go-to game day beverage for college football fans. It's unlike any hard beverage you've had before. It's made of real brewed tea, packs flavorful punch with 5% alcohol and no carbonation. Perfect balance. A taste and refreshment that goes down smooth for every game day occasion. No need to settle for the usual. Twisted Tea turns up any occasion, especially when you're cheering for your favorite team, you're tailgating in the stadium, watching in a bar, hosting friends at home. It's there to elevate your game day experiences. It complements your love for college football and your passion for creating unforgettable moments. So let's toast to unforgettable game day experiences. Twisted Tea, the drink that fuels fun and celebrates your love for college football. Keep it twisted.
The Oxford Exxon Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you look forward to the holidays? Maybe you struggle with seasonal blues. The holidays can be stressful, can conjure up some sadness. In other words, this time of year can be a lot. And it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all of the stress and change. Something to look forward to make you feel grounded, to give you the tools to manage everything going on. I've benefited from therapy. It was a work in progress sort of for me to talk through some feelings with a professional, walk away with a new perspective. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MPW today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. It's betterhelp.com/MPW. We're also brought to you by the College Corner, 2 locations in the Jackson area and a new location here in Oxford. If you're coming up this weekend, stop by the College Corner, just off of Sisk Avenue, right there in the Oxford Commons. They have 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear you'll find. They'll get you in and out, ready for the Grove in no time. Again, that's College Corner, and you can also check them out at collegecornerstore.com. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with the personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Seago with Seago Wealth Management specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting and see what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. We'll have a hand raise, guys, tomorrow afternoon, probably around 5-ish or so. It's brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern 662-429-4429. And we're brought to you by A-Stock. It's a Nashville-based online retail company with a mission to provide customers the power to name their price. All items at A-Stock start at just $1. That's right. Every item starts at just $1, no matter what the retail value may be. Shop now at astock.bid. That's ASTOCK.BID. Name your price on thousands of items from big-name retailers. A-Stock has multiple locations around Nashville, as well as Memphis, some in Indiana, and more coming soon that offer local pickups, so don't miss out.
Podcast also brought to you by Style Assembly, women's boutique on the square, offering clothes, shoes, purses, jewelry, art, and more. Huge selection of Gooder sunglasses for men and women. And they just launched their new website, shopstyleassembly.com. Shipping is free anywhere in the U.S. on orders over $150. Use the exclusive discount RG15 on the website between now until the end of the year. Receive 15% off your online purchase. It's a corporate sponsor of the Grove Collective, a founding member of the Grove Collective Business Coalition, and they've got a unique collaboration with the Grove Collective coming up soon, so keep your ears open for that. That's shopstyleassembly.com. Again, RG15 for 15% off, or in-store, 203 North Lamar. Ask for Kate. She'll help you out. Podcast also brought to you by John Steele Creamery, johnsteelecreamery.com. Whether you want to feed 10, 20, or 40, they have the tailgate package that's right for you. You order right there online. You get tons of the great options, our charcuteries, the grazings, the cheeses they make in-house every day, desserts, and plenty more. You pick up a chicory, pick up on Friday or Saturday for ULM this Saturday at 11 o'clock. Again, that's johnsteelecreamery.com. College football playoff rankings out last night. I know there's lots of teeth gnashing. Overall, Ole Miss not in the worst spot. 13 with a couple weeks to go and a couple wins to go probably puts you in a pretty good area for getting into an access down the road. I think Ole Miss needs to, I understand, I get it, we'll talk about it. Stop making it out to be Ole Miss versus Missouri and just get into the top 11.
Yeah.
Just get in the top 11.
Yeah.
Because 12 teams are going to go. Yes, there's going to be a crap team from the group of 5 go in one of those spots. You're 13th. You need to move up 2 spots.
Welcome to my wagon, because I've been on this for a long time. This group of 5 automatic bid is stupid. It's dumb. They're not as good. They don't pass the eye test. They don't have the resume. It's horrible. And people should start fighting back. We don't have to save a spot for the little guy.
So you have to get in the top 11. They are 13.
So Oregon State plays Washington this week.
Uh-huh.
Someone's going to lose the game. That's the way it works.
And Oregon State's 2 spots ahead of Ole Miss.
If Oregon State loses, they're out. If Oregon State wins, you have a real chance that the Pac-12 goes into chaos.
Because then Washington could lose to them, then they get Oregon later, and all that kind of stuff.
The ACC thing, you're probably not going to be able to escape that.
Because Louisville gets a spot either way, potentially.
What you need is...
You actually need Louisville to stay ahead of you and win, because they're getting one anyway. That way they're not stealing a spot below you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You actually are a Louisville fan right now.
It's going to be hard for you.
Go Cards. Penn State, is there a game they can lose?
Who do they have left? Let me see.
Okay. You just got to pull for the Gators to beat the Seminoles. Kidding.
Penn State football schedule the rest of the way.
Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, Florida State 4. So that'd be your top 4 today. Washington 5, Oregon 6. They're going to play each other if Washington wins out.
Penn State's safe. They get Rutgers at home, and then they go to Michigan State.
Okay.
So they're in.
Texas 7, Alabama 8, Missouri 9, Louisville 10, Oregon State 11, Penn State 12, Ole Miss 13. Ole Miss is getting harmed in the Missouri conversation by 2 things: recency bias and the margin of defeat.
And the eye test of what
that's what I mean.
Like. Yeah.
Yeah. That is what is being them. They're harmed because Missouri played them the week before, and you got the head-to-head transitive property game, which
is what it is.
Yeah.
If you're the neutral guy sitting at home in Dubuque, and they ask you right now, who's better, Missouri or Ole Miss? Right now, he's going to go Missouri. Why? Well, I watched them play Georgia, and they were in it into the 4th quarter, and they only lost by 9. And then I watched Ole Miss play them, and they got blown out. And then I watched Missouri just beat the brakes off Tennessee. So I get it. I 100% get it.
Now the guy from Dubuque is not on the committee.
He's not. Now, on the committee, Ole Miss's case is this. Okay, well,
they have a better resume.
Missouri lost at home to LSU. Ole Miss beat LSU at home. Ole Miss has a road win at Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss has a road win at Auburn, which is suddenly looking better. Ole Miss's only 2 losses are to 2 of the top teams in the country. They lost at Alabama in a respectable game that they led at the half. I'm doing resume.
Yeah, sure.
And then, hey, look now. We played, I mean, if I'm Ole Miss making my case, we played Georgia on a night when they'd have beaten anybody that didn't have an NFL shield right here. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The Kansas State and Tulane games cancel out.
Yeah.
You have a win over LSU. They have a win over Tennessee. They lost to LSU.
Yeah.
Who's Missouri's other loss? Oh, LSU. LSU and Georgia.
That's it. Yeah.
It's
6 1/2 dozen of the other. And like I posted in my mailbag, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I get you want to go to an Access Bowl. I 100% get it. But it's all about getting ready for next year in my mind. Going as a 10-2 team to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando on New Year's Day, there's nothing to be embarrassed of. And don't give me the money thing. That doesn't. Everybody's going to split the money.
Everybody gets the money.
It's the Citrus is a prestigious bowl.
Well, look, I don't know that Tulane's winning out. Send me to Citrus to play Penn State or Iowa or somebody way, way, way before send me to the Cotton to play SMU.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the Cotton and play the Mustangs.
Or go to the Cotton and play Texas, do you? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, you'd rather play that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 100%. Oh, my God. Take 40,000.
Yeah. They're going to take 40,000 most anywhere, right? If they're 10-2? What's Ole Miss take to Orlando?
A lot.
I mean,
because I told you they're also helped out by local people because schools don't start till the 8th. They can turn that into a few days at Disney right after.
Yeah.
You just hang out.
And they take a gazillion to Dallas. Although the game's not New Year's this year.
It's like the 28th or 29th.
29th, I think.
29th or 30th, yeah. That's the problem with those Access Bowls, actually, is they're a worse day.
Mm-hmm.
The Citrus Bowl, you get to do New Year's Eve in Orlando and then go to the game the next morning.
Yeah.
No, they'll take as many SEC teams as qualify for the bowl games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. There's no limit on how many Access teams can get in.
Truth is, most of the bowls the Cotton probably very quietly is like, we'd love to have Ole Miss or Missouri. I mean, you know how many people Missouri would take to an Access Bowl this year?
Yeah, I mean, the Cotton Bowl is going to watch the Egg Bowl and go Rebels.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. So, I get it. Just win. And win impressively.
I think you're okay if you just win.
Beat Monroe, and then you need to beat the hell out of State on Thanksgiving night for the college people who are watching you play.
And there will be a lot.
And then frankly, you just hope for some help. I mean, if you're an Ole Miss fan today, you're a big Florida Gator fan Saturday, and you're a big Arkansas fan on Black Friday.
Is it Florida?
Yeah. Did you watch Florida last week?
I did.
Yeah.
I watched them beat Arkansas the week before. Arkansas lose. Sorry.
Yeah, they lost to Arkansas. Yeah.
That was my big pick of the week. Sorry. Maybe it's not going as well for Mertz and the boys.
No, I mean, if you're putting your money on Florida,
all we got to get is a Florida win over Mizzou.
If you're putting your money on Graham Mertz and company marching into Como and beating those guys, hey, whatever.
They're going to line up and it's going to be 0-0, and they're going to kick that ball.
It will be
off.
0-0. That is true. Won't be 0-0 for long, probably.
All you need is a heartbeat and a chance. You just need an opportunity.
And then who are the other ones that you could chase down?
There's not a ton because they're in weird conferences where it just. Or you need Oregon State the hell out of there.
Yeah.
You need Oregon State the hell out of there.
That gets you one spot closer.
That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Because
then you have to have an upset then.
I mean, you might need Texas to lose twice. Texas just losing in the conference championship doesn't do it.
No.
They stay in at 2 losses. Again, Louisville, because of the ACC tie and being the second ACC team, they're in good shape.
Texas, they go to Iowa State, okay, and they play Texas Tech.
What about a 12-2? What about a Washington team that loses this week and loses the title game?
They'd be out.
They'd be out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could pass them with 2 losses.
Yeah.
Even though they're currently 5th.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, I mean, that's...
And look, Oregon State...
Here's the truth, too.
Oregon State still has to play Oregon.
You don't always have to... This is not normal poll mechanics. It's also possible to just pass Penn State because you get 2 more wins and...
I mean, what
the
the
Georgia
hell?
game runs through a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's on Penn State's resume? What are we? I mean, what has Penn State done? Well, let's go.
They beat Iowa 31-0.
All right, here's Penn
That's their
State's
best win.
Penn State's schedule. I'm almost there. They beat West Virginia. It's a nice win. Delaware. They won at Illinois. They beat Iowa 31-0. They beat Northwestern. They beat UMass. They lost to Ohio State at Ohio State. That's not a black mark. They beat Indiana. They beat Maryland. They lost to Michigan at home, and they'll play Rutgers and Michigan State. There's nothing on that resume at all that's impressive.
No, my point. If you just get the Georgia game in your rearview mirror, win 2 more games, you might just pass Penn State.
Well, and this is where I always
because Georgia
wonder,
let me keep winning, and you go.
This is where I always wonder, like the Cotton Bowl, the Peach Bowl. They're like, hey, look, listen.
Just telling you.
I know we do this thing every week, and we kind of play along, and we wear our silly little coats and stuff. But
if I get Ole Miss or Penn State, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we're doing.
We want the SEC team. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make that happen.
Here's my receipts from the last time they were here. Here's what they did. Can we do that again?
That's where when people go, well, that doesn't happen. I'm like, yeah, it does. Of course it does.
Yeah, because everybody goes, oh, God, you got to stay ahead. I'm like, no, and you can move that ranking one spot here or there.
You can fix a little something here and there.
Hey, Citrus, you're getting Penn State. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take the Lions.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, you want the if you're Citrus Bowl, oh, God, I can do that and not have to do Iowa. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I don't want Iowa. Iowa's fans are mad at every damn body right now. I don't want to rely on them to have to go to Disney.
That could really end up being a big game for Iowa, though, from just a meaningful standpoint, because very likely Ferentz's last game.
Oh.
He'd been there a long time.
Yeah, this isn't our whole deal we do with the Iowa thing. That's a weird matchup for Ole Miss because Iowa tries to create a style of play that Ole Miss is not at all comfortable with in no way. I mean, that is two teams doing the exact opposite in 180 directions, and who gets to impose their tempo and wheel on this game. Because Iowa can't get in any semblance of a race at all, and forget track meet. And then it's what's so impressive about Phil Parker's defense is that if a team scores like 14 on you quick, the game is over, and yet it never happens.
Yeah,
I mean, you watch the Citrus Bowl and it's Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is this great scripted team. They go down 7-0, and then Iowa punts, and Ole Miss scores again. You go, that's game.
Ball game.
It's over.
Doesn't happen much against those cats.
No, it doesn't. That's the point. I mean,
that defense is legit. For as bad as the offense is, the defense is that good. And the punter's a beast. I mean, the
punter is a beast. That is our quote of the day. The punter is a beast.
He's truly a game changer. He flips the field routinely. Yeah, Iowa would travel really well. They would take a ton of people down there for that game.
I mean, I would be sort of excited about it just for the contrasting styles.
Look, if you had told I keep going back to this. It's about expectations and reality. If I'd told you before the season, hey, you're 10-2 and you're going to go to the Citrus Bowl and play Iowa on New Year's Day. If I'd told you that on September the 1st, people would have been. It would be
a very small amount of people go, nah, we're going to roll the dice.
Yeah, a lot of people would have been like, I'm going to need a minute. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask you about the two. It's cool. Whatever. Nope. Figure it out.
But if I told you, hey, and you beat LSU and State.
Yeah, you went to Tuscaloosa and Athens and lost.
Yeah. There's door number 1. I'm going to give you the whole picture. Now, do you want to take that or do you want to open door number 2? I just don't know that I know anybody who would have said, give me door number 2. Because what if door number 2 was like, oh, and you lost at home to LSU and you lost at Tulane or you lost to Arkansas or you lost at Auburn and Hugh Freeze got carried off the field with tears streaming down his face. Would you really open door number 2? I don't think so. So there's door number 1. And if that's what you end up with, I think you should celebrate it. That's just me. But that's twice today that I'm telling people what to think.
But it's not settling. It's just going, hey, worst case is all right. Just go win the football games.
Well,
and you're going to be okay.
More importantly is that you take that into next season into a 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
That's
Jackson
the
Dart
point.
comes back. Quinshawn Judkins comes back. You go 10-2. You're going to be ranked like 9th in the country in the preseason next year.
Yes. That's the point.
So you get to start where you don't even have to move up. Just keep winning.
I mean, I would even argue, like, does it once you're not in the Final Four, if you're going to a good bowl, does it really matter? And the Citrus is a good bowl. Like, guys don't opt out of the Citrus Bowl.
The Citrus Bowl would have been an Access Bowl if the management of the Citrus Bowl was as good as the management of the Cotton or the Peach Bowl. Because the Citrus Bowl for years has been ahead of those teams in the SEC pecking order, but they were not run by people as good as the people running the Peach and the Cotton.
Yeah.
And frankly, Dallas and Atlanta are so much more destinational than Orlando.
Yeah.
That's why. It has nothing to do about bowl prestige when they were picking those games. It was stadiums. Because, I mean, that Camping World Stadium's been a bit of a, or whatever it's called now.
It's not good.
Dilapidated in some ways. Deshaun Watson out for the rest of 2023.
I saw that.
Injured shoulder. MRI says he needs surgery. Also, I see the Mavs got beat by 21 last night. Got rocked at the blender.
Torrey Taylor
what?
has a career average of 45.9 yards per punt. He's punted 262 times. 86 have gone more than 50 yards.
So what's that
He
percentage?
had an average, listen to this, he punted 7 times at Penn State this season. 7 punts. What do you think his average was that day?
48.3.
No, sir. 52.3. Beast. Ginger's laughing at the word, but he's a beast. Look at him. That dude's a dude. He's a dude.
Peach is affiliated with Chick-fil-A, of course, it's well run.
He punted 80 times. 80 times last year.
Well, he gets lots of practice. He should be good.
80 times. You know how many seasons it would take for Lane Kiffin's team to punt 80 times?
If you just trade rosters right now, Lane would have a nervous breakdown through like the second game of coaching Iowa. Like just
In 2021, 39 of his 80 punts were pinned inside the 20. It's pretty damn good.
Sammy's joking, but some team ought to offer him just a shit ton of NIL because that will change a game.
He is a 6'4", 232-pound senior from Melbourne, Australia.
He's a senior.
That's what it says.
He's probably an NFL kicker.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But he'll punt in the NFL. 100%. I mean, assuming that there's anything left in his leg after all those kicks.
Just tread on the tires, kind of like the Vanderbilt running backs.
If he were a pitcher, you'd be concerned. You would know the
overuse.
The UCL is gone, baby. You'd be like, hey, let's just go ahead and do the surgery. Like his hip flexors are just absolutely just spent.
Yeah. So bottom line, look, there are paths. I think you can just pass Penn State, frankly. I think Oregon State can lose and you pass them. I think there's lots of stuff there. You just win. Just win. Yeah. Win the games. Beat the Warhawks.
Well, if you don't beat the Warhawks,
you're not going to the Citrus Bowl.
And there will be no MPW digital post-game show.
Neal's hosting.
Nope. Got technical issues. Not happening. I'm drinking.
Terry Bowden pulled one out of the hat.
Nope.
Pandemonium in Monroe.
Just going to let you know that's not happening. I'm not. That's more babysitting. And the board, it's the 24-hour rule is in place. Have at it.
You have control of the asylum.
The person that files the report, profanity.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I'll give you profanity.
Yeah. You want some profanity?
Oh, Lord. Let's think about something a little more pleasant like Christmas. Time to get those holiday lights up, those Christmas lights. I don't even know if McCready has his lights up or not, but he's got a lot of Christmas decorations up so far. Lights are up too?
Outside?
Yeah.
I think some of them.
You're not 100% sure?
No, I'm just kind of do what I'm asked to do and hope that I don't get asked to do anymore.
Just stay out of the way. Okay. Heavenly Sunshine. Christmas lights are beautiful. It can be a lot of work. They can take care of the hassle, do the work for you. Full service installation plan. They'll install, take down, store the lights. Commercial grade LEDs that are 100% customizable to your home or business. They take care of the lights while you take care of the gifts. They've been serving the Oxford area, the Mid-South area for 4 decades. Full service commercial residential property maintenance, power washing, soft wash roof cleaning, facade cleaning, and window cleaning. HeavenlySunshine.com, 662-342-1203.
We're brought to you by Pinnacle. Pinnacle, based in Jackson, Mississippi. They've got clients in multiple states, advisors in multiple states. They provide detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. It's mypinwealth.com, MYPINN wealth.com. Brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. He's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allow John to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits simply not available to other travelers. Just get in touch with him, give him some parameters, give him a budget. He'll give you some options that you're not going to find on your own. 901-494-3387 or send him an email at jedwards@regencytravel.net. We're also brought to you by OPA. It's Oxford's newest Greek restaurant on the square. It's the perfect place to plan your Christmas party, your company dinner, your festive party event. Fabulous food, great craft libations as well. They can accommodate up to 200 guests at OPA. So for catering or booking information, contact Jeannie at 601-421-7147. We'll have picks up tomorrow. As usual, Luker's the only person in with his picks so far, but we'll get it all done today. That's brought to you by Service Specialist Staffing and Recruiting Agency, connecting great job opportunities to candidates since 1967. If you are looking for a job, they can help you entry level all the way to seasoned professional and opportunities across the board in terms of field. And if your company is looking to hire quality, hard to find talent, they can help you as well. Keep in mind that payment of service is solely contingent on if you decide to hire a candidate that they send. You've got nothing to lose. So give Will, Sydney, or Kelsey a call at 662-832-5138 or check out their new and improved website, servicespecialistltd.com. Get the beautiful smile that you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. So schedule your appointment today and take the first step toward a better version of yourself at corinthdental.com.
Podcast is brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. The most wonderful time of the year is also the most delicious. Enjoy every bite of the holiday season with HelloFresh. Choose from 45 weekly recipes and 100 curated picks from HelloFresh Market. Everyone wants to cut back on errands and spending time in checkout lines this time of year. So skip that extra grocery store trip and instead get fresh ingredients and delicious recipes delivered with HelloFresh. Pick your meals, decide on a delivery date, sit back, and be ready for dinner. Kids are busy. Stuff's going on. For a long time, I've used HelloFresh to make that happen. They make it easy to follow, easy to cook. You don't have to be some professional chef. You can get this done with HelloFresh. And now with HelloFresh.com/MPWFree, that's MPWFREE, code MPWFree. Free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. The free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/MPWFree. Again, that's MPWFree, America's #1 meal kit. Podcast also brought to you by the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. It's getting close to the end of 2023. If you need to make year-end donations for tax purposes, call the Athletic Foundation. They will walk you through their philanthropic giving initiatives, whether it's the Vault Society or Empower. Both initiatives give a tax-deductible way to support the Champions Now campaign. If you're working on estate planning, call the foundation to discuss Forever Ole Miss. For further information, 662-915-7159. Give to athletics.com. Yeah, at the site this morning, I looked at Ole Miss's draft class, or signing class that will become a draft class this summer for Ole Miss baseball. I'll give you an idea of kind of the names to watch, what that looks like. As someone said, high and low, depending on how you want to factor it in. Ole Miss #5 nationally, also #5 in the SEC from a recruiting ranking standpoint for the class. So it's the price of doing business.
It is.
LSU, Tennessee, Texas, and Auburn, 1 through 4. First time we've seen Texas and Oklahoma on these kind of lists.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt, #7, Texas A&M, #9, rounding out the teams in the top 10.
These are recruiting classes?
These are recruiting classes,
Okay.
yes. As Grind mentioned, Butch Thompson did a hell of a job at Auburn signing the #4 class. That's really hard to do there.
Yep. He's really good.
Did a really good job signing good, not great players,
Mm-hmm.
which is the key in college baseball. So you can look at
Where's A&M?
9. Vanderbilt 7, A&M 9, LSU, Tennessee, Texas, Auburn, Ole Miss, top 5.
Where's Florida?
Like 15 or something. They were down the list a little
Arkansas?
bit. They were kind of down too.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, everybody's on some semblance of a cycle where you can sign more and less. And the way Perfect Game does their rankings are overall points. So Ole Miss actually is in better shape there too, because they have the second smallest class out of the top 10 from a number of players signed standpoint. Because that's LSU is either going to hit gold or fall on its face, because I think they signed 13 kids in the top 100.
Good luck.
If they show up, you're golden, but
it's tough to do.
It's tough to get them to campus.
Didn't Arkansas last year have like 7 or 8 top 100 guys and like 2 showed?
Yeah, they got bombed. Now 2's better than 0.
And they were thrilled with the 2. Yeah,
that's my point. I mean, you just get all the lottery tickets and you hope stuff doesn't work out. And
you sort of know once they start exploding that, okay, he's gone. He's gone.
And Ole Miss is in decent shape right now. There's only 2 that I think are severe dangers, but there's a couple other ones that are going to get some helium, and you kind of go, I don't know. And then there's this weird kid, and we're not going to get on a ton of baseball recruiting today, I promise. This is only a minute. I don't mean the kid is weird. I mean his situation is weird. I apologize to Jackson Miller. He reclassified from the 25 class to the 24 class because he was kind of old for the 25 class. And whether it be now getting drafted out of high school or out of college, he'll be a year younger and better for the system. And he's a really good player. He's the number 3 hitter for the Canes, which is one of the top programs in the country, summer travel circuit programs in the country. But he hasn't been on follow lists. Nobody knew he was even in this class, so scouts haven't scouted him in the way that would be typical for this year and being in this timetable. And now all the tournaments are basically over. You're going into the winter now, and then next spring you play a high school season, and then you get drafted. So I don't know. I understand why he did what he did, but it also could potentially run him down into a 6th, 7th round pick just because nobody knows much at that point on this reclassification. So he's one to watch that I don't know what to make of. It's somebody Ole Miss did not expect to be in this class at all, and then he has reclassified. If you remember rebelgrove.com, Baseball America did a very lengthy story on him this week. You can go there and read it and check it out at that point. We mentioned ULM is joking in the opener, so they beat Army and Lamar. Is that correct?
Yes, we beat Army in the opener, and then we beat Lamar. And then we just kind of had some bad calls go against us the rest of the way.
Okay.
I mean, we can't get a holding call.
And next week they have Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah, rivalry game.
So
and final exams. I mean, we're just distracted.
So really, you're catching them at a really good time.
This is the time to catch
before
ULM.
Lafayette.
After losing 8 in a row, getting ready for finals with Lafayette on deck.
A&M beat them 47-3.
But it was closer than that.
They did almost beat App State 41-40. I will say when that game ended, I kind of thought, are they a little better than usual? Like you thought 2-2, but almost got App State. And then Kane and the Jaguars just beat the absolute hell out of them. They almost beat Texas State. Jacob Peeler at Texas State, or is he somewhere else now?
I think isn't he at Missouri on,
is he
on their staff? Yeah,
is he really?
Pretty sure.
Okay. And then just some losses. I don't know.
Real close ones, though.
Summerall got him 45-14 last week.
Yeah, but it was close.
Troy's good.
Troy's good.
John's done a good job. We talk about John a lot.
John's really good.
UCLA job. Be open soon. Chip Kelly, according to the 24/7 site out there in Westwood, I believe yesterday, said a lot. They used some weird phrase. Was
likely
like a lot
to be fired.
Was it
what the hell is that?
Was it like a lot of sources or something? What was the phrase they used?
I don't remember
because it looked a little. What are we doing?
But nobody pushed back, which usually means he's right, that they're moving on. Here's UCLA's deal, because I know it's going to come up with Kiffin and his Los Angeles ties. Yeah, of course.
It is very likely UCLA will fire Chip Kelly, according to many sources.
Okay.
Many sources. What the hell does that mean?
Just say multiple. It's fine.
Why do we use multiple instead of many?
Multiple implies more than 2.
2 can't be multiple?
It could be, but in my world, if you say multiple, it means more than 2. Because if I have 2 sources, I'll say according to 2 sources.
Couple is 2. A few is more than 2.
Yeah, but a few implies I don't have many.
But it's more than 2.
Right.
Better than a couple sources.
Yeah.
right?
I would just say according to multiple sources.
Okay. So go ahead. You have the floor.
I mean, look, on surface, is UCLA a job that if you're Ole Miss, you should be concerned about? I mean, I guess it's Los Angeles. His family's there. He's got connections to California. It's close to the water. Sure. UCLA would have to really up their investment in football. I mean, overnight.
Lane thinks the Ole Miss crowds are poor.
Yeah, I mean,
no one shows.
They're going into a new league, into the Big Ten, which is a good and bad thing. It's good from a money standpoint. They're going to have a lot more money to work with now.
And it means that...
Are they going to spend that money on football? I don't know.
And it means he would be more the new coach at UCLA would be more high profile.
Sure.
Than in the Pac-12. It also means they're going to freeze their ass off 4 times a year.
Yeah, the travel thing is going to be a pro and a con, right? They've got to travel to Madison, Wisconsin, and but Iowa City and Piscataway and those kind of things. Those teams have to come to you too. Those are long flights. I think that sort of cancels its way out. There are cold games in the SEC in November. Look at last season when Ole Miss went to Arkansas. Kentucky's cold. Knoxville's cold. They're cold games in November and in the South too. Maybe not snow and stuff, but you know what I mean. But I just think it's about investment. Is UCLA going to suddenly dramatically change their investment in football, their investment in NIL,
salary?
Maybe.
Chip Kelly, I mean, they thought they were breaking the bank and it was 6.
Yeah, I mean, I would think for anybody in Lane's position to even look at it, it's a $10 million salary. Are they going to do that? I don't know. I don't know anything about UCLA.
It seems unlikely.
I would guess it's quite unlikely.
So that's not it's just in California, it's gold. No, it's way more complicated.
I mean, I would buy the Oregon thing before I bought the UCLA thing. But look, his kids are Knox is there, but his daughter's here now. He's got, I don't know, beats me. The people that act like they just know what Lane Kiffin's thinking, I'm always kind of skeptical of those people because Lane doesn't strike me as the kind of person that's really opening up to Oxford locals about his innermost thoughts. You know what I mean? Oh. I'm skeptical of that when I hear people go, well, I know Lane, and he said, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm reading from the BruinReportOnline.com.
Okay.
It's a lot. Why can't it be BruinReport.com?
Sometimes I just want to go, why can't we just be Yahoo?
That's a good point. SI does a good job with that, actually, because it fools the hell out of everybody.
I mean,
a lot of times people go, hey, wow, SI said that. And I said, no, the SI cited West Virginia said that.
And I get why. It's because there's a lot of just jacklegs running around.
Well, and frankly, it's a lot of name recognition from way back in the day with sites that wanted to keep their brand.
Yeah. But sometimes I wish I could just say I cover Ole Miss for Yahoo. Be so much easier.
I know when we had to leave rebelsports.net behind, it was a very traumatic experience. Had to get new logos.
$100.
Do what?
Cost me $100.
Is that right?
I can't remember. I had to.
I think I technically have the Rebel Grove copyright.
Do you?
Yeah, technically. We're gonna do a lot with that. I mean, that's gonna blow up into merch, just gold mine stuff.
Oh yeah, you paid big money for that.
It is now very realistic and even likely that UCLA will fire Chip Kelly after the USC game, according to many sources close to the situation.
Okay.
If UCLA actually beats USC Saturday, dismissal could be delayed until after the Cal game next Saturday. The Bruins are 6-4 this season after suffering 2 devastating losses to Arizona and Arizona State the last 2 weekends. I don't think they're devastating there, bud. You weren't going anywhere anyway. Those losses really advanced UCLA's intention to fire Kelly, who has been fairly embattled in his time in Westwood because of his underwhelming results and quirky approach to coaching and recruiting. That is the lead from BruinReportOnline.com.
I wish I could be an editor for him. I could have helped him a lot.
There's a lot of words.
I could have said, hey, let's have a small conversation about some of the words.
You don't get paid by the word. Stop.
Did you say really, really?
I don't think he said really,
okay.
really.
Okay.
He did say really advanced. And then...
what does that mean? It's advanced, but it's like really advanced. Like, what does that mean?
And then if UCLA actually beats USC on Saturday.
As opposed to sort of theoretically beats them? Hey, we beat them, but we didn't actually beat them.
They're also running a 60% off sale right now.
Yeah, I bet.
ProandReportOnline.com.
I bet.
Dante Moore will be valuable on the market.
Oh, yeah.
People.
It'd be expensive.
Yeah, they'll go after Dante. He'll have some options. I don't know what makes sense for them. If you're Jonathan Smith, do you take that job? You get in a league. Don't you have to get? I get
What's
it.
his background?
You're he's like Mr. Oregon State, isn't he?
That's what I was asking.
I think he's like Mr. Oregon State. So I get it, but
he's really good.
That's my point.
If you're Jonathan Smith, do you take a Big Ten job or do you take an SEC job?
Feels more Big Ten.
Because I think he could get either one.
So he graduated from Oregon State.
Okay.
Played quarterback at Oregon State from 91 to 01. He was born in Pasadena.
91 to 99.
98 to 01.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, damn.
Oregon State GA 0203. Idaho quarterback coach 04 to 09. Montana OC 10-11. Boise State quarterback coach 12-13. Washington OC 14 to 17. Oregon State head coach since 18.
So he's always been fairly Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm. Do you abandon your alma mater for UCLA?
Well, the question on that would be what's going to happen, because I know you were going to touch on this. The court case ruled in favor of Oregon State and Washington State yesterday.
That essentially they get to, whatever it is worth, control all finances related to that conference.
And they get the brand. They can go raid the Mountain West and call it the Pac-12.
So literally the Pac-12 commissioners are the ADs at these two institutions right now.
So they could go get all the Mountain West teams to join them and call it the Pac-12.
Because you would. You wouldn't.
Yeah, of course. Pac-12 is a better brand than... And then he could dominate that. Now, they don't have an AQ anymore, but
yeah, what does it do for you?
I don't know.
You don't get any strength of schedule.
I guess my question is then, if you're Jonathan Smith, do you think what you have done at Oregon State would translate to UCLA? Do you think it would translate to Arkansas? What do you think? He's a very good coach. I mean, I watched his team play in Vegas and was impressed.
No, he's a damn good coach.
I mean, they're good. But now, can you do that with all of your background up there?
If he had any Southern Midwest roots, if Lane ever did leave, call Jonathan Smith. I mean, that's
my question.
100%.
So my question is, do you think that what he's done there he could do in California, or could he do it in, say, Arkansas?
He definitely could do it in California.
Okay, but they're going to be in the Big Ten now.
I know.
So the question is, can you build that physical, aggressive, tough team? That's because that's his personality. Can you build that in Pasadena, in Los Angeles? Can you build that in Westwood? I don't know. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'd have to look at it. And then could he translate to this part of the country? I don't know.
But I mean, he's the name because of the situation that I think makes the most sense a lot of places. The judge said he ruled in favor of Oregon and Washington State because he believes they were likely to prevail in court on their interpretation of the Pac-12 bylaws, and because he believes they would suffer irreparable harm without the preliminary injunction because they cannot make decisions regarding their futures. The two schools have argued they cannot try to rebuild the Pac-12 without control of its governance and without access to its assets and liabilities. Quote, voting will be by the remaining two board members, but this is not a shutout. The preliminary injunction will be modified, or whatever you want to call it, to make sure the other 10 schools are treated in a fair, open manner. Nobody's going to take advantage of somebody else. If that starts to happen, I'll either hear about it here or somebody down the street will. I do not believe that the two plaintiffs here, the two members of the board that are left, will do anything to directly harm the other 10 members.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, they're leaving in June, so you don't have to really worry about harming them. Yeah. You've got a few months now to go raid and I expect that's what's coming, is the Mountain West will join them.
They're worried the Washington Court of Appeals is going to take up the case, putting a halt on this and not let them do anything immediately.
Oh.
It's going to have to run through another court hearing.
I don't know. It's the legal background that I wish I had, but I don't.
They think that the judge's wording saying that he believes the court will eventually prevail for the plaintiffs might make everybody else just go, the hell with it. Okay, sure.
Well, I mean,
the judge is saying more than he's saying there, going, hey, look, they're going to win, so can we just get all on?
If you're Oregon and Washington and Arizona State, are you really fighting this? Like, what does it matter? Let them have the brand. You're leaving. June 30th, you're leaving. Literally, you know when you're leaving. June 30th at midnight, you're walking out the door. The key card won't work anymore.
The 10 outgoing Pac-12 schools released the following joint statement on Tuesday. We are disappointed with the decision and are immediately seeking review in the Washington Supreme Court and requesting to put on hold implementation of this decision as members of the Pac-12 participating in ongoing and scheduled competitions. We are members of the board under the Pac-12 bylaws. We have the right to the revenue earned by our schools during the 2023-2024 academic year, which is necessary in order to operate our athletics programs and provide mental and physical health services, academic support, and other support programs for our athletes. We remain committed to the best interests of our athletes, departments, and university communities and will persist in our efforts to secure a fair resolution. Oh, give me a break. You bombed the other schools. I get what you're doing, and it's all business, but shut up. You completely decapitated your conference, and then you're going to go, no, they're trying to keep our money. Oh, F off. Team Oregon State here. This is stupid.
Yes. By the way, Peter Burns reporting that Lane Kiffin's not under consideration for the Texas A&M job. I've been trying to tell people this. I mean,
was that news?
I mean,
no one has linked him to that job.
I mean,
at all.
A couple people did it the first day when they were doing the clickbait thing. He's not a candidate at Texas A&M. He's just not. They're not hiring him. I don't know that he would want that job. It's a terrible fit.
Ooh. Austin, thanks for Super Chat. There's a question. Would like Memphis and Tulane join the Pac-12?
If they were invited?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, if I'm Washington State and whatever, I'd want teams like that beyond some of those Mountain West teams.
Yeah.
There's some crap at the bottom of the Mountain West.
Yeah. Sure.
Like, I get you could get like a Boise or something. Cool. But
yeah. And Boise'd be fine.
And they fired their coach, right?
Yeah, because they're going to hire Harsin back.
Oh, are they?
I think so.
Really? That's good.
It worked.
It's fine for everybody.
Worked for everybody. He's there. It's good.
Oh, is he there?
I think
he's not still living in Auburn.
I wouldn't think.
He didn't go to Tumors and get some lemonade and go to Mama Goldberg's and get him a steamed sandwich. And
I would think he went back to Boise. Boise's nice.
He wasn't eating an Acre last night and just chilling with the peeps.
I'd guess not. Acre is good.
Acre's good.
Really good.
Yeah. Northeast Spark, NESPARC, 2 packages, 100 Mbps or the Blaze, the 1 gig that powers the Clarkford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's nespark.com, 662-238-3159. Phone service, parental controls, network security, and much more to get the best internet in Lafayette County. That's 662-238-3159 or nespark.com.
Are you a displaced corporate executive wanting to put your career in your own hands? Are you an experienced entrepreneur looking to diversify? Either way, Andy Ludicky can help. He owns multiple franchises and businesses and uses his expertise to help others find their American dream through a very thorough and free consultation process. So call Andy, put your life and your career in your own hands. It's 100% free. You've got nothing to lose. Contact Andy anytime at andy@myperfectfranchise.net or 404-973-9901. Southern Traditions Farm is a 68-acre, 32-stall upscale equestrian training and boarding facility in Canton, Mississippi. 2 sand rings, a grass ring, miles of wooded trails. So much offered at Southern Traditions, including horseback riding offerings from beginner lessons to advanced and more. It's also a great venue for corporate outings, reunions, that kind of thing. So get in touch with them on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Traditions Farm. Would you like some peace of mind knowing that your roof is taken care of? Whether you need an inspection, a new roof, or a maintenance program, Riverland Roofing has you covered, home or business. As a GAF Master Elite Contractor, they can offer warranties that last a lifetime. Licensed and insured, Riverland services Mississippi and its surrounding states. So text or call Riverland today at 662-644-4297. And are you ready for the ultimate college experience? Welcome to College Town, Oxford, your new home, away from home. They know you want the best. That's exactly what they offer. No more long commutes or missing out on campus events at Ole Miss. College Town, Oxford is next door to the university with spacious 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedroom cottages, each with individual leases, because they believe in flexibility and simplicity. So don't break up the gang. Instead, grab your friends, pick out your favorite floor plan, reserve it today at collegetownoxford.com. Text their VIP list today to be the first to know when their leasing for fall 2024 is open. 662-300-3733.
Podcast is brought to you by G&M Pharmacy and Tyson Drugs. They deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they also offer medicine for your prescriptions same day each month and take care of you. And I want to remind you also they have their high-dose flu shots for patients over 65. Most clinics typically give standard dose to all patients, so they highly recommend the 65-plus patients get a high-dose flu shot from G&M. They also have the RSV vaccine available. They do those by appointment, which lets you get in and out super easily. Give them a call to schedule. Or give them a call at 662-236-2222 for G&M in Oxford, or 662-252-2321 for Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs. I mentioned at the very beginning, Chet and your boys beat up on Wembanyama last night a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's one game in November.
The Spurs are young. Wembanyama's really young, really raw. Going to be a great, great, great player. But they're having some growing pains right now. They had a hot start. Now some reality is setting in. So, and the Thunder are good. The Thunder are a playoff team. It's a matter of how high of a playoff team.
Where do you sit the over? Where would you sit the over under in the playoff standings?
Very likely hosting a play-in game.
Oh, okay.
The 7, the 8.
Okay.
But if you
they're not 3-4 yet.
I mean, right now they're like 4th or 5th.
Okay.
But it's really early. But no, I mean, look, they're good. The Thunder have an All-NBA player. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's an All-NBA player. I mean, he's an MVP candidate. He's not going to win the MVP, but he's an MVP candidate. Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams are terrific young players. Holmgren won't win it because the media sentiment for Wembanyama will be off the charts, but Chet Holmgren's the best rookie in the game right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Chet doesn't play like a rookie. Chet's going to be a star. Chet's going to be a superstar.
How long do they have Alexander locked up?
He's like the first year of a 5-year deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Lou Dort's one of the more underrated players in the league. Kenrich Williams returned yesterday, made his debut. Jalen Williams, the Arkansas Jalen Williams, is a perfect backup big in the NBA. He's exceptional in that role. And then they have just a gazillion assets to work with.
Ole Miss women play Temple tonight. That is at the Pavilion at 6:30. They start time for that one. Temple 2-1 on the year, I think. Yeah, they have wins over Delaware State and a win over Bucknell, and they have a loss at home to Georgetown. Ole Miss fell from 12 to 23 in the top 25 for the week, and they are coming off that 10-point loss to Oklahoma at the Pavilion last week. So Ole Miss Temple tonight at the Pavilion in that one. That I saw where, and it started on Monday maybe. I had this down on yesterday's notes, and we just didn't need it, was the ESPN branding of all the old Barstool sports books and the way they're incorporating gambling into their coverage a lot more. They are going full bore on ways to get that involved inside their coverage. Looking for the
you might as well.
Note right now.
It's so much of what pro sports is.
Let's see. ESPN will launch ESPN Bet in 17 states, hoping to break through the already crowded sports betting market. Its partner Penn Entertainment will pay ESPN $2 billion in cash and stock over the next 10 years to basically put ESPN branding on its online and brick and mortar operation that's previously known as Barstool Sportsbook. They ended the deal with Barstool. They were $923 million in the hole during their time with Barstool. Now putting another $2 billion in with ESPN. When it comes to market share over the past 12 months, FanDuel 36%, DraftKings 33%, and then everyone else. Barstool had a 3% share, which is what ESPN Bet is taking over here.
Yeah.
But they believe that they can use their obviously platforms in so many different ways to up that. There's also now Fox Bet. Fox Sports has jumped into it as well in some different ways at this point. They want to do content integration. It started with Monday Night Countdown pregame show. That will never end, they do not believe. And then they have 20 million fantasy sports users who could be converted into sports bettors, if not already. They said that. And then ad blitzes, as they said, when sports betting became legal in 2018, feel like there was no escaping sportsbook commercials. ESPN likely will deploy that strategy again. I tell you what, they're having to run through a little bit, and I mean, I'm not being that guy, because look, you do what you want to, and you're up to your own personal decisions. I don't love admitting you are trying to turn fantasy sports people into bettors, because gambling addictions and already being focused like that, you better be really careful. I actually think that is a potentially very harmful thing to society.
I agree with you.
I mean,
you hear the ads and then all the disclaimers. The disclaimers take 2 minutes to record.
Yeah. This is a lot like some of those pills where you see the Cialis commercial or whatever, and they got and can cause blah 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 blah, including death.
Yeah.
But hey, go get in your bathtub. Like, I get it. I like gambling being integrated, but at the same time, be careful.
It's a
problem.
It's a weird thing.
They are not allowing any of their actual news insiders to participate in these shows at all, to not show like insider trading type stuff.
Oh.
Where like Adam Schefter will never be on with gambling things and things like that, where you could dictate prop bets and things of that nature.
But he's on the same network.
Well, that's my point. It's
sometimes in a neighboring show.
Well, sometimes in a cut-in. Hey, the gambling show's on at 2:30, but hey, Deshaun Watson's out for the season. We're going to cut to Adam Schefter real quick. Yeah. Watson, what does this mean for Cleveland moving forward? Blah, 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 blah.
I kind of agree with Rebel Grizz here, though. They're kind of late.
They are.
They're late to the party.
Well, it's hard to make people change processes.
Especially
if I really like FanDuel or DraftKings, why am I switching to that?
And from the looks of it, people really like FanDuel and they really like DraftKings. They're in. They know how that works.
Their money's already deposited there.
Do you really trust ESPN with anything right now?
I think they're also going to use a lot of the real estate into whatever, so there might be like sports books put in like Magic Kingdom and Disney properties and things.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
That makes sense.
Hey, y'all go ride all the rides. Dad's going to go over here and head to the sports book for a minute and watch some MLB.
I'm going to watch some
whatever.
NFL on Sunday. Y'all go ride Space Mountain.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to check out
I'll catch you.
I'm going to check out Titans Colts.
Yeah. Hey, okay, we're going to the castle for dinner at 5:30. Cool. I'll be there.
Yeah. I'm putting 200 on Colts plus 2.5.
Yeah. And if I lose, I'm not spending more money here than y'all are spending there. Yeah. So, hey.
You just spent $100 on a bag of chips. Honey.
Yeah. This is my entertainment for the day. I'm saving money by gambling. So, anyway, it's interesting. I don't think it works, and I think putting that much money into it is, whoa. Again, they lost $923 million during the Barstool part.
Yeah. Well, ESPN does some dumb stuff. They really do. They do a lot of dumb stuff that turns off a lot of people. They could save a lot of money by going back to the old Sports Center thing and running that damn thing on a loop on the mornings.
Yes.
And then just show games, man. People just like games.
I was trying to find Sports Center the other day to just notice something. I don't remember what I was trying to, and I had a hard time finding it.
Does it even exist?
I mean, it's there. Yeah. So, anyway, there's your bet gambling. There's your betting stuff for the day. Miami manager and Baltimore managers won the manager of the year in Major League Baseball. Is that correct?
Oh, is that our manager didn't win? Council didn't get it?
I do.
Man, I'm so team Craig Counsell right now. It's just coursing through my veins. I watched the Craig Counsell press conference like 4 times. If the Cubs sign Shohei Ohtani, I will watch it till I will be fluent in Japanese by the time I'm done watching it.
You watched a managerial press conference multiple times?
It was awesome.
Okay.
He was great.
Brandon Hyde, number 1 in the AL. Bruce Bochy, number 2. Kevin Cash, number 3. That's Texas and the Rays for
all right.
second and third. Yeah. And it's all voted on prior to the playoffs.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
playoffs do not count.
Where'd my guy finish?
Second. Schumacher from Miami finished first. Council second. Brian Snitker from Atlanta third.
Okay.
Schumacher and Snitker had 8 first-place votes apiece, but Snitker only got 2 seconds and 2/3. A lot of people left him off the ballot completely. Council 5 first-place votes, 7 second-place votes, and 5 third-place votes.
I'd like to meet the 5 people that put Craig third. I'd like to meet them in a dark room, just me and them.
I would have voted for Snitker or Council. Am I missing something here? I know the Schumacher. I know Miami had a hell of a year. I get it.
Yeah, they kind of overachieved.
Okay.
I know if you offered me those 3 people, I know who would be my third choice.
Oh, well, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
I mean, I love Snitker.
Council would be your first.
Yeah.
You're in.
Dude. When he talked about
David Ross did get 1 second-place vote.
That's
for
fine.
Manager of the Year.
Well, I mean, for 5 months he was on path. And then September happened.
Dusty Baker got a couple votes.
Sure.
Rocco Baldelli got a couple votes.
He's good.
John Schneider got a couple votes. I wouldn't have minded that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 vote. He got 1 third-place vote.
Okay.
Yeah. Toronto for everybody.
No, Council, when he talked about pushing the front office, I was like, there you go. Come on.
Go push them.
Feed me. Keep talking.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do this alone. Yep, there you go.
Need the dudes. I get it.
All signs point toward the Cubs about to spend some money.
It does.
Everything looks that way.
Some Braves buzz on Nola yesterday.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of Braves buzz on Nola yesterday.
Makes a lot of sense. If I'm Aaron Nola, Atlanta makes a ton of sense for me.
Mm-hmm. So
I want to go win.
Yeah.
I want to go someplace where I'm not necessarily being counted on to be the dude. I want to go someplace with the manager that knows how to use a bullpen.
Tons of offense.
It's in the South. He's from the South. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, they're going to spend. Like, I think the Braves are quietly involved on the Ohtani stuff. I just don't think there's enough there. But, yeah, Nola to Atlanta makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. So, all right, Tadpad game Friday night, 8 o'clock tip. Again, remember, they still have some tickets available. They said they were sold out, but Beard last night was urging people to buy tickets after the game. So I assume they might have even opened up another section. I know the entire arena is not open for the game, so they might have opened up something new. I don't know the answer to that. But either way, I do think there's some tickets available. OleMissTix.com for that. And then football, 11 o'clock, ULM on Saturday as well. So take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.